Bailey, would you be able to tell us a bit about the history of the Independent Supporters Council in North America?
Yeah, absolutely. So we officially were started in 2009. By officially, I mean it was a group of supporters here in North America, kind of from various areas like Toronto, Chicago, Seattle, LA, who, as they started to see MLS grow, they also were getting a lot of corporate push from the league on what supporters culture should look like. And they wanted to create a union of a sort that could represent supporters on an independent level to lobby almost the league. So 2009, 2010, 2011 was kind of all planning, and then our first conference was actually in 2012. So that was kind of when it all got started. From there, we have just grown. We are now over 100 members. We represent close to 25,000 supporters in the United States and Canada, looking to expand to other countries in North America. And yeah, we work with Major League Soccer directly. We do work with the National Women's Soccer League directly, and we also work with the United Soccer League directly. In that capacity, we talk to the leagues and people within those leagues to advocate for supporters. And then we also work with all of our members on helping them be independent of their front offices to make sure that they have what they need, and to kind of help guide everybody on the you know, kind of what our supporters culture looks like here in North America, which for us really is going to be independent support just because of the structure of our leagues. Sorry, my dog's in the background. But yeah, independent support is very important to us over here, because what that allows us to do is really represent our members and give them a true voice rather than them being told what to do. So
great. And do you find that amongst the key activities, the conference is a really key one because it brings everyone together?
Absolutely. This last year we were in Baltimore, and it was the largest that we've had. We had over 120 people show up to Baltimore this past year. And what we do in our conferences, it's not just business, but we also do a lot of educational pieces. So we had 3 panels this last year. We had FAIR come in and talk to us, Human Rights Watch, and then we do breakout sessions where people can learn from one another on different subjects that they want to talk about, whether it be multiple supporter groups working within the same section, or if it's pre-game, we do a lot of what's called tailgates over here, you know, people working together on that, or even membership structure and legal structure and how people are working with lawyers to make sure that they have their taxes in line, or their nonprofit status. So we provide a lot of different things, and that is kind of like that one chance that we get every year to be together, because we do have 4 time zones. We are everywhere. So it's really nice to come together once a year and kind of rally behind that in our off season, so that we go into our season really motivated for our own members.
Your group is part of the network.
Yeah, we are part of the Independent Supporters Council. The Riveters have been going, I think 4 or 5 years now, and we were actually slated to host the next conference. But we've pushed it out a year to allow groups not only to do normal season fundraisers to help pay for attending the conference for some groups, but also just to allow more time for travel to become okay and things of that nature. So I believe, I might pass it back over to Bailey now, but I believe that there's plans to try to do some of the conference this year virtually, or I should say next year. It's typically in January of the year, virtually. But the Riveters, we are working really closely with other NWSL supporter groups through ISC, and we're actively trying to recruit as many NWSL supporters into ISC as possible, because that really helps us when we do go to the league on certain things like racism in stands, or the way that we're talking to them, or we did talk to them about this NWSL Challenge Cup. It really helps us to have as many supporter groups in ISC as possible, so that the league really knows that you're speaking to all of the supporters groups when you're interacting with ISC.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to bounce off of that, we are going to be digital this year, and our board is looking at different ways to create different educational experiences, maybe not just for our reps who would normally come, but anybody who wants to be involved. So we're kind of looking at some different things that we can do virtually, just because our numbers aren't getting better in the United States right now. But we will be going to Portland as soon as we can all fly and be places. But yeah, just bouncing off of what she said, it is really important that we have those collective voices. In a lot of places, like I think USL Championship and MLS, we have almost every team represented. And then with NWSL, even though we don't have all of them as members, we have contacts and we work with them actively, just because some of those groups aren't ready to, they don't feel ready yet to join, and we don't want to push them for something they're not ready yet. But that way the league knows that when they talk to ISC, they're talking to a group that is representing everyone, and that it's not just this little voice. It's somebody who really can be a one-point contact and disperse information the way that they need it to be.